What is transaction control statements? Anybody has any idea about this? So far, have you guys heard about this? Transactions, see, not all the time we execute the SQL statements one after the other. Sometimes we may have to combine the SQL statements together. Okay. So we may have to execute the set of SQL commands to manage certain transaction within our database, and also to ensure the integrity and consistency of the data. Right. So we need to make sure that we are using the TCL commands like commit, rollback, and save point to ensure the integrity and consistency of the data and easier debugging of the data. Okay, with a commit, a rollback, or what is that? The save point. You can debug your code very easily. Okay. So we know what is TCL. TCL stands for Transaction Control Language in SQL Server, right? It refers to a set of SQL commands used to manage transaction within a database. That is what it is. And when you write the queries or batches, right, using the TCL, it will improve the performance, and it will be importantly easier for you to debug the code. What do you mean by debugging the code? In case of any error, if you want to fix it, you can go back and easily find out where the issue is happening. Okay. So these are the transaction language related commands. The one is the begin transaction and then the commit. The begin transaction, nothing but the command starts a new transaction. This is the one. With this command, we can mark the starting point of the transaction, right? And next to the commit, it commits the current transaction, making all changes, made during your transaction permanent. That is what commit. Commit means make it permanent. What are the changes that I do it? Make it permanent. But once you commit it, you cannot roll back it. So roll back is another command. You can roll back the current transaction to the beginning or to a specific save point. So using rollback, you can undo all the changes made during the transaction. Okay. Next one is save transaction. What is save transaction? Anybody has any idea? Save transaction, it sets a save point within a transaction. Okay. This is helpful for partial rollbacks within a larger transaction. Okay. So you don't want to roll back all the transaction. You want to roll back only the specific transaction in your thing. Okay. So in that kind of situation, this is very much helpful. I just show you a demo to understand this very clearly. I just show you here with this. So look here, I have tables like orders. Okay, instead of seeing the orders, I just go here and show you with the accounts table. Look here, this is my accounts table. Okay, and this table has 3 columns, and I have error log table. Forget about that at this moment. So I'm going to insert 2 records in this table. Okay, what I will do is so truncate table. We have another command called truncate table. This one will remove all the records from your table permanently, but make sure that is a very dangerous command. Once you use it, all the data in your table will get deleted permanently. You cannot do rollback also. When I press F5, you can see that nothing is there. Okay, fine. Earlier it was the data. Okay. Look here, I'm going to insert the records now. 2 rows got inserted. So here, this is account ID, this is your account holder name, this is the balance account, this guy has. So now if you see here, I'm going to use this. I'm going to perform some set of transactions. Okay, I just combine 2 update statement into a single batch, begin track. This is where my transaction starts. And here I just mentioned begin try. Okay, forget about try, I'll explain you later. Okay, we have 2 update statements. What happens is account ID 1001. Who is account ID 100? Alice, right? In account ID 10, which means in Alice account, subtract 500 from his balance. We have a column called balance, right? So in Ali's account, subtract 500 because he has withdrawn the amount, okay? And credit to the destination account. So you withdraw the account from Ali's. This is basically, I want to, let's say Ali's is me. I'm going to withdraw 500 from my account. When I withdraw, what will happen? 1000 minus 500 is 500, okay? And that one needs to be updated here, balance, okay? And next, what it has to do is it has to go and add 500 in his account. I want to transfer from here to my friend Bob, okay? 500 I want to withdraw here. I want to transfer it to Bob. So in this case, two changes needs to be done. Here 500 needs to be subtracted. Here 500 needs to be added here, right? If you see the transaction here, update table name, update followed by the update, you need to use the table name. Which column you want to modify? Balance column. This is the reserved word, set. Okay. Followed by the set, you need to specify the column which you want to modify it. Okay. Set is a reserved. Blue colors are reserved word. Followed by the set, you have the balance column is equivalent to the same column. I'm going to subtract 500. Where? Whom? I told you guys, whenever you use update statement, please make sure that you are using where clause. If you don't use where clause, it is going to mess up. Major escalation happened in one of my projects. I lost sleep for 3 to 4 days. Make sure that you are using where clause, okay? So in the Ali's account, 500 rupees deducted, and because Ali's wants to transfer the money to him, in the Bob's account, 500 needs to be added. Two updates. So what is Bob's account ID? 1002. So in the where clause, you need to specify it. And here, if both the transactions are successful, then you commit. And then you print transaction committed successfully. In case of any issues, any one of the statement fails, roll back both the transactions. Why should I roll back these two transactions? Why should I roll back? For example, I have, debited, I have, transferred the 500 from my account to your account. But what happened here, it subtracted, but it did, when it comes to this statement, it got failed. Okay, due to some issue, this, in this transaction, this command did not get executed. What will happen? 500 rupees deducted from your account. But, Bob comes back and says, hey, what the hell you are saying? I did not receive 500 rupees yet because my account is not reflecting the money the 500 which you transferred to me, right? So, to deal with this kind of situation, to make the transaction consistent, right? So listen, this one worked fine. But when it comes to this statement, this command, right, it failed due to some issue, okay? So in that case, what will happen is, it will, call the, it will go here, or the control will go to the catch block. In case of any error, it goes to, this one, and then it issue the rollback. That means both the transaction will get rolled back. Either these two transactions should be successful together. If any one of them successful, what did you roll back both? It's something like, either you and me should be successful, or we both should fail. Something like that. Okay. Make or break kind of situation. Okay. So here, the begin transaction followed by that, I have again used the begin try and catch. This is called the try and catch is called the exception handling. In case of any error comes here, automatically the control will, go here to the catch, because you put this everything in a try. Any error comes up here, that will invoke the catch block. The catch block I mentioned, roll back both the transaction. Print transaction rollback due to the error. Okay. And log error details in case of any error, right? So why, see, likewise per day, millions of customers, they are doing the transaction. If any, right? So to capture, what scenario the error happen, all the things, we are maintaining a table called error table, error log. Okay. Error log table. Here error ID, error message, everything will store it. Okay. So here in the catch block, we are not only rolling back these two transactions, at the same time, what error came up? There is a system function called error message, error number, error severity, error state, error line, error procedure. Okay, error procedure. So all these things we store it in these variables. So this is how we can declare the variable, right? So how to declare variable. So to declare is the result word. Followed by that, you can specify the variable name. Variable name should be prefixed with the @ symbol, and followed by that, you need to use the data type, and followed by that equal sign, and followed by the equal sign, you need to use this function. These functions are related to error handling. Okay, error message, error number, these are the built-in functions that are available as part of the SQL Server itself. Now, once you store the error, so what happens is if any error comes up, it will capture the error number, error message, severity, everything automatically. You can capture it using these built-in functions, and these variable now will hold these messages, everything. These variables you are going to insert it. With the help of these variables, you are going to insert the error number, error message, error severity, everything into this error log table. So the later point in time, why my transaction got failed, that you can go and check it here. Okay. I just go and look here. Before that, we will go and see what values are there in this table. Okay. Select star from accounts. Note down here. So currently Alice has 500 and this guy has 1500. So I'm going to subtract 500 from him and I'm going to add 500 here. Okay. So that is what these two update statements are doing it. And if both of them are working fine without any error, commit will happen. In case the second statement fails or first statement fails, what will happen is it will automatically trigger this catch block. In the catch block, it will capture all the error message, everything, and then it will insert in the error table. Okay. So now I'm going to execute everything. So look here, I'm going to select everything here, and I'm going to click on execute. Now, after executing, what value you should be able to see it here. 500 should be there. Here, 2000 should be there. I'm going to click on execute. It got executed. Now I'm going to select the accounts tables data here. You can see that 500 rupees got deducted from Ally's account, and that 500 rupees which got deducted from Ally's account that got credited into the Bob's account. So 1500 plus 500, 200, sorry, 500, 2000 got, 2000 is their current balance, right? So it is worked fine. In case of any issues, you might be asking what kind of situation error can come here. So for example, I'm going to say, 1003, okay? And then if I execute this one, let's see what happens. Non-existing account number. Still, it is not going to update, but it is not an error. For example, see, this is a little bit difficult to demonstrate that. For example, this statement you have subtracted 500. Look here, I just go here, select star from accounts. It became 0 here, okay? So still there is a flaw here, okay? And it is not adding that 500 with this account because we don't have a customer account ID 1003, because of which it is not doing it, right? So again, you need to that is an assignment for you guys. Okay, so you need to improve this block. So for example, if the account ID is already is there, from this account ID, this account you can transfer it. Okay. Non-existing account, also, right, it deducts it, but unfortunately, it's supposed to raise an error, right? This account is, so for that, you need to write another set of logic here to trigger that, okay? As of now, what logic, we have written it here as, and I'm going to insert these two records fresh, select store from accounts. So this is the one, okay? So this logic, what it will do is, whose account the money needs to be debited and whose account the amount needs to be credited. Okay, the account ID, everything fine. Let's the first statement got executed correctly, and then while it comes to the second statement, the server got the server went off. That means the server got switched off because of power failure. What will happen is, right, when the power comes, or let's you have, let's say you have some table related error, right? That in the table you don't have space due to some space related issues, right? This statement is not getting executed. Unfortunately, only this one got executed, this one did not get executed. What will happen is it will cause some inconsistency in the transaction. Okay. So for that purpose, we are using the try block and then the catch block. So in that case, for example, your table has some issues or error, your table got corrupted, right? Or something like that, okay? This statement got worked fortunately, but this one did not work. So what will happen is, it will throw an error, right? The table not available now. The system will throw an error. That one will be caught in the catch block. It will automatically, if it encounters any error, it will send that control to catch block. The catch block, what it does is it will roll back. When it performs rollback, what will both these transactions will get rolled back. Okay, both these transactions will get rolled back. Okay, what I will do is I just instead of this one, I'll just put these two things just beneath this. First of all, understand what is commit and what is rollback. Okay, begin transaction. Okay, here I freshly inserted these records. Okay, if I do this, let's see what happens. Now one row got affected. Okay, now I just do the same query here. I select this query. I just copy paste this query in the proper sequence. If I do select star from 500 got directed from allies, that is what is happening, right? The amount 500 which got it from allies got added with Bob's balance, which is 1,500 plus 500, 2,000. Okay, now I'm just thinking, hey man, I just want to roll back this. I just go here and type roll back. Okay, if I click on execute, what is going to happen? Command completed successfully. And if I select the query now, what will happen? Look here, it undid. So it was, the changes whatever I made, I can undo that using rollback. See, I should have ideally explained this first, and then I should have explained this one. But anyhow, it is okay. Okay. So when I gave the rollback, what happened? These two statements, whatever the changes it made it to the database, right? It rolled back. That means the older value got displayed, the previous value got displayed. Instead of rollback, if I specify the commit, it will make changes permanent into the table. That means 500 will get subtracted here, and that 500 will get added, 2,000 will be there. And after giving the commit, if I give the rollback, it will not work. Commit is permanent. It's something like, once you commit with your wife, right, during the marriage, that's all. You cannot roll back, something like that. Okay, fine. Okay, so begin followed by, see, in the begin transaction, I mentioned the set of more than one transaction. I combined it together, two update statements, and then and then what I did, I could see that, look here, if I do this, what happened? And if I do select star from account, it subtracted everything. And if I think, hey man, I should not have done this, I want to roll back it, I can do. It's something like control is that, right? And if you see the select star from account, the previous value, older value will get it here. But this is the one needs to be, if you instead of roll back, if you give commit, it will be made permanent. Okay. That is what I have written it in this, the entire block, begin transaction to till the end catch. Okay, begin transaction, end catch. That is what I did it. So here what happens, the execute this command, execute this command, and then you commit it. In case while executing the second command, if it throws in, the system throws an error, the control will come to your catch block. Catch block has the capability to, process, the next step. Okay. So what it does, it roll back. Say this statement, one statement got succeeded, second statement got failed, you roll back it. So in that case, for from what reason I rolled back, that you need to capture it, right? So for that, these are the built-in, the interview they'll ask you, can you tell me how did you handle the error and exception? You need to tell try and catch. Using try and catch block, I have handled the error and exception. And how did you handle that? You can explain this logic, okay? So we have something like error message function, error number function, error severity function, error state, error line, error procedure. These are the built-in functions. I captured the error message, everything, and stored it in a variable. That variable I inserted into the table which we created to track the error. Per day, millions of transactions are happening, right? So some transaction will fail. And later point in time, as a bank manager, you want to track, what reason the transaction got failed. The error table will be much helpful. Okay, you can give any name here. Okay, this is not mandatory. You have to use error log. So this is a common name that we use it. Okay, these are the columns. And there are cases that they may have some additional columns also. Hope you understood what is begin transaction, what is try catch, and what is rollback and commit. That is what we discussed so far. Rollback. Instead of rollback, had I mentioned commit here, you would have made change permanently. So here you would have seen 500, here you would have seen 2000, right? That is what, this one is all about. So now we understood what is begin transaction, what is commit rollback. The next one is the save transaction. What is save transaction? Save transaction will help you to roll back till that point. Okay. Okay. See, in the context of banking, so ensuring both the debit and credit operations completed successfully within a transaction, that is very much crucial, guys, right? To maintain the accurate account balances. Okay. If only one operation succeeds, it will lead to inconsistency where funds are deducted from one account but not credited to other. That is what in this, here I demonstrated a while back. It can cause what? Financial discrepancies. Okay. So this integrity ensures that the transaction reflects real world financial movements accurately. That is what we have seen it now. And next one is the save point. Okay, 1 second here. Next one is the save point. What is save point? Or, save transaction. It's also called save point. Okay. So here the save points are helpful for partial rollbacks within a larger transaction. Partial rollbacks. Okay, here in this case, right? See, in this case, we have only two update statements. Let's you have 100 update statements are there. Okay, so you want these two understatements, update statements to be done correctly, and you wanted to do. Let's say you are giving some save transaction. Where is that save? Look here. To demonstrate, I mentioned another example. Let's say you have update accounts and minus 500. Save transaction debit completed. Okay. And then you are adding the 500 to this guy. Okay. So here what will happen is, this one got worked correctly and, this one got failed. Okay. Let's, after, let's say your server is up and, or if your table is having some issues after they fix the issues, right? So what you are doing is, this statement, if you execute it, right? And what will happen is you can use this using the save transaction. For example, yeah, sorry. Okay. So what happens is here, let's, this one, for this you put one save transaction here. This is a reserved word save transaction. You have given some meaningful name, debit completed. If you want to roll back, from this point, right? You want to roll back from this point. This is really helpful. If you have multiple transactions, just above this, you have 100 update statements. And then here you mentioned about, save transaction or, just beneath this, you have 100 transaction. If you give save transaction, debit completed. So up to this, whatever you did, that will be rolled back. Okay, that will be. So in that case, right, look here, roll back transaction debit completed. That means up to this, you roll back. Oh, sorry, up to this, you roll back. Don't roll back the statement. Got it? Just beneath this, you have multiple update statement, but you are mentioned here, right? So just because one update statement fails, for example, the first update statement fails, right? So second update statement works fine, but still that is wrong. But what happens, after this, you have 100 transactions, just because, this transaction fail, we failing all the 100 transactions, it causes problem. It takes, time. It's a time taking process, right? Later point in time, again, you need to do the update for the 100 update statements. Instead, you specify the save transaction. And in case, right, any error comes up, what will happen is the control will go back here it will roll back, and until this one. Okay, whatever the changes you made, right? It will roll back starting from this position. It will roll back, and also using these built-in functions, you can capture the error message, error number, everything stored in error table. The same thing. So anyhow, I put a separate begin transaction to give a demo for the save point. Okay, save point demo. You can refer this. Hope you understood what is save point. Partial rollback. If you, instead of doing the complete rollback, if you want to do the partial rollback, so that kind of situation, save transaction is really helpful. Okay. Fine. We discussed about what is transaction control language commands. And also, as part of this, we have seen what is begin transaction, and what is we have seen a scenario, banking scenario, with the two update statements, right? So if any one of the update statement fails, roll back both the update statement. If both the update statements succeeds, only then you need to commit it. Commit means permanent changes. Once you made the changes permanent to the table, you cannot roll back it. But instead of commit, if you use rollback, what are the changes you made, you can roll back. So you can undo the changes. Okay. And save transaction will help you to roll back. You can do a partial rollback instead of doing the complete rollback. Okay. I don't want to roll back everything. I just want to roll back only, certain transactions, that kind of situation, or a specific point onwards you want to roll back, that kind of situation. That is very much helpful. Hope you understood with this demo what exactly transaction control language commands, and what is begin transaction, all these things, right?